What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Station Bakery. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Coco, and on my channel, I like to share sweets, treats, tips, and tricks on how to start your home bakery business and be successful in it. If that's something that you're interested in, be sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on all of the great content that I have coming up. Today's video is going to be focused on how to sell hot chocolate bombs, but more specifically, how to make a profit from selling hot chocolate bombs. There are so many of you who are just now getting started in your business, and I received many questions from you all asking, how do I get started? What do I do? How much do you sell them for? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you all of that information plus a little bit more. So the first thing that you want to do when starting up your business is to be legal. Okay, let me say that one more time because some of y'all, be legal. Okay, so what that means is to go onto Google, type in your state, type in cottage laws, and it'll pull up all the information that you need in order to be fully legal and to start your business the right way. I'm here to help you all be as successful as possible. So that is the best place for you to start with your hot chocolate bomb business. So let's start off with where to purchase your ingredients and the differences between your different options. So for the majority of my items, my go-to places are Walmart and Amazon. Pretty much everything that I use for my hot chocolate bombs, I receive from Walmart and Amazon. I choose these places because they are the easiest for me to access on a daily basis. So that is what I choose to use. There are only 3 things that you need: some form of meltable chocolate, marshmallows, which is optional, and hot chocolate. That's all you need to get started. And these items are easily able to be found on Walmart and Amazon and any other local grocery store. If you are finding yourself having difficulty on finding them, I will have links below to the products and the things that I use. Okay, so let's get into the different types of chocolate. So I like to use, this is my base, I like to use almond bark. Almond bark can be found on Amazon and Walmart, but I am aware that some of you who are not from the United States may have a bit of difficulty finding this chocolate, but that's okay because there are some other options that you can get as well. But first off, almond bark. The reason why I chose almond bark is because it is so easy, so simple to use. There's no tempering. All you have to do is literally just pop it in the microwave for a minute and it melts down beautifully. It has a beautiful silky consistency and it's just so easy to work with. All you have to do is melt it down, spread it around, boom, and you're done. So that is why I love almond bark. Now, some of the cons that I've heard people say is that almond bark can be a little bit on the sweet side. And just make sure that I put this note in here. Almond bark does not actually contain any almonds or any nuts. Almond bark is not actually real chocolate. It's like a chocolate compound. It's like a mixture of other stuff, but to me, it works well. It tastes great. I like sweet stuff, so that's why that is my main go-to. Another brand of chocolate that you can use is called Merkins. Again, this will be linked in the description below for ease of access to you. I personally have not yet used Merkins, but once my almond bark stash runs out, I will be switching over just to give it a try and see how it does. But I have heard great reviews, great things about Merkins chocolate. Even before this whole hot chocolate bomb craze blew up, that's all I would hear is about Merkins chocolate, and how well it melts down and how smoothly it melts down. And it's also about the taste. The taste, compared to according to what I have seen, is that the taste is much better than the almond bark. It's not as sweet as the almond bark. So that is another option that you can choose to use. Now, the price on the Merkins chocolate is a little bit more expensive than the almond bark, but it's still affordable. Another form of chocolate that you can use is the Ghirardelli. The Ghirardelli meltables. Those are much more expensive than the almond bark and the Merkins chocolate, but some people really like that flavor more. They feel like it gives it a more luxurious feel. So if that's what you're going for, then by all means, go for it. The last option that I have for you, and there are many others, but these are just the ones that I'm going to share with you now. But the last option is to use real chocolate. Yeah, so I'm a mom, and so you'll hear, children in the background, but all is well, all is well. I'm just gonna try to record over them. Hopefully you can hear me and hopefully you can hear them less. But as I was saying, another form of chocolate you can use is real chocolate. Now this chocolate you will need to temper. I have no tips for you on how to temper. I'm pretty sure that you can YouTube other great videos. I may try to find one and link it down below for you. You know, it's real chocolate, so that's the pro. It's real chocolate. It's gonna have that chocolatey taste. It won't be as sweet as the other option, and you can feel good about yourself because you're using real chocolate, you know? So there are many options. You find what works best for you and your business. So the next thing to consider when starting up your business is, what are you going to package your hot chocolate bombs in? The sky is literally the limit when it comes to packaging. You can put them in a shoe if you feel like, guys. Packaging, it comes down to you and what the people that you are intending your products for, what they will like. I believe the cheapest option is to use cellophane bags or like little treat baggies. Put it in there, tie a little cute bow on it, and it's done, ready to go. I have a video on what I use to package my hot chocolate bombs. I'll link it here, and it'll also be linked down below in the description. But there are so many things, but a few things that you want to make sure that you're paying attention to when choosing packaging is the size. Everything that looks good may not necessarily work for your products, okay? It may not work for your products, so keep that in mind. The size of the packaging. The price of the packaging. How much does that thing cost? You don't want to be spending $5 on a box, because then you're going to have to sell your bombs for at least $10. Now, there are some people out there who are selling, you know, at that price. Good for them. But are your customers going to buy it? I don't know. That's what you have to figure out. But generally for me, I try to go with a cheaper option that still looks awesome, that still looks great. So then it's a win-win for everyone. You can really just get creative. You can even create your own box if you want. You know, like, just do you and make it unique to you, make it look great. And again, make sure that it lines up with whatever you are trying to do with your business. That is the key. Does it line up with your business? If it does, go for it. If it doesn't, maybe next year. Another important part of this process is figuring out, where are you going to get your molds? Pretty much everywhere is selling out fast because everyone wants to get their hands on these molds. So it may be a little bit difficult for you to find a mold, but I will have a few places where you can purchase a mold, link below in the description. Use your mind. Don't get bummed because you cannot find the round molds. Think outside of the box and find some of the other shaped molds. Find some other cute types of molds and use those, right? So don't take things, if things are unavailable, don't take it as a negative. Don't get down about it. Don't get bummed and think that you can't do it. Just get creative and find a way for you to be able to do it. Okay, so now let's get into the good part. Pricing. How much are you going to sell your hot chocolate bombs for? I can't tell you. I can't tell you what to sell your hot chocolate bombs for. Comments of people saying, hey, how much do you sell your hot chocolate bombs for? Hey, how much should I sell these for? Well, I could just tell you, but will that really help you? No. But what is going to help you is to tell you how to price your own hot chocolate bombs, so you know and you can make sure that you are making a profit. That's the whole purpose of this, right? Is to make a profit. That's why you want to sell them, to make a profit. So let me teach you and let me break it down for you on how you're going to make a profit by selling hot chocolate bombs. We've already discussed and covered the ingredients that you need, as well as the packaging that you need. How are you going to package these? What are you going to make them out of? Those are two big factors in determining your cost. How much does it cost for you to make one hot chocolate bomb? Calculate out all of your ingredients, right? So it's easier for me. I know that I use 1 block of chocolate per hot chocolate bomb. So boom, right there, my chocolate. Let's just say that there's 12 pieces in the almond bark. Let's say that it's $12 for a pack of almond bark. It does not cost that much, by the way. I'm just using a number to make it easy. $12, but it does cost that much on Amazon. So yeah, but anyways, $12 for 1 pack of chocolate. I use 1 block for 12 blocks of chocolate. I use 1 block of chocolate per hot chocolate bomb. So 12 divided by 12 is 1. So already my chocolate cost me $1 to make, okay? Let's move on to the powder, the hot chocolate mix. This is just a basic base flavor. I'm just gonna do milk chocolate. So milk chocolate, I get, let's just say we use 1 pack of hot chocolate mix and 1 hot chocolate bomb. I buy a pack of 12, right? And they cost $12. So boom, that's another $1. So right now my bomb costs $2 to make. It's $2 for me to make one hot chocolate bomb so far. But let's add in our marshmallows, okay? Let's say that we have our marshmallows, $6. You can get 12 hot chocolate bombs out of the marshmallows. So 6 divided by 12, that's 50 cents. Now our hot chocolate bomb right now, it cost me $2.50 to make this hot chocolate bomb. But we don't stop there, okay? What about the packaging? We're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna place it inside of a plastic baggie with a little bow, okay? Let's say that the bag costs me another $1, $3.50. The bow cost me 25 cents, $3.75. So now we have our finished product. For one hot chocolate bomb, it cost me $3.75 to make. So let's think. So if I price this at $4, how much profit am I getting off of that? 25 cents. It's a profit, but is that the profit that you want? I don't know. That's a decision that you have to make. Now let's go up. $3.75. I'm gonna sell this for $5. Now what is my profit? $1.25. Hey, again, that's a profit. That is a profit, right? So really what I'm trying to get you to understand is to cost out your ingredients. How much does it cost for you to make? There's so many factors when it comes to pricing and costing, but I'm just going to give you just a simple rundown to help you be successful in getting started. You need to make sure that you are compensating yourself well and in a manner that you feel comfortable with. So I'm just giving you the building blocks so that you can go and build up your own empire. Calculate your cost. How much does it cost to make one? And then that will help you determine how much you should sell your hot chocolate bombs for. Another thing that you want to keep in mind with pricing is know who your target audience is, right? I have seen hot chocolate bombs go for $2 and I've seen some go for $12. Another factor that you want to take into consideration is that everyone's mold may be a different size. You may be making the mini hot chocolate bombs that are like an inch, inch and a half wide. That cost is going to be different from somebody who's making a 3-inch hot chocolate bomb. So also keep that in mind. That's why I cannot just tell you what I make, because you may be making something totally different from what I'm making. But if you do want to make exactly what I make, everything that I use will be linked in the description below. I update it often with more and more recipes as I create and as I, just do my thing. It takes the stress and worry out of everything. I also have the ingredients that you need, the packaging that you need. I even have created hot chocolate bomb instruction tags. So all of the hard work has been taken out of it for you. But that would be found linked in the description below. I'm recapping. Calculate your cost of goods. How much does it make for you? How much does it take? How much does it cost for you to make one hot chocolate bomb? How much does it cost for you to make 4, 6, 12? Are you going to have only one flavor or are you going to do 10 flavors? What are you going to be offering? You need to factor all of that information in when deciding your final price. Now you've gone through that whole process of figuring out what you're going to use, how much it's going to cost you, what you want to price it at, who your audience is. You figured out all of that information, but now how do you put it out there so people know that you are selling? Take pictures. Take pictures of your product. Make them look beautiful. Make them look bright and festive and fun. Whoever you're trying to reach, make sure that you're making your product to fit their aesthetic and make something that will catch their eye. What I have found personally is that things work better when you have an actual video of how the hot chocolate bombs work. This is still kind of a new idea to a lot of people. So by you just posting a picture of the bomb, they may associate that and think that it's just the bath bomb. That is just the bath bomb. It still hasn't reached. Because it still hasn't reached. You have to show them like, no, this is a hot chocolate bomb, and this is what makes it so great. You can really just be creative with these hot chocolate bombs, and you can do so many things with them. And I really highly encourage that. I love to see people learn from me and then take it and add their own twist and their own spin to that. I just absolutely love that because these are so versatile. So if you do use one of my recipes, which will be linked below in the description, or if you take any of this information away, please be sure that you reach out to me via Instagram and Facebook at The Station Bakery for both, and send me a picture of what you create. Send me videos of you creating. I love to see that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that this was helpful to you in understanding how to start selling hot chocolate bombs and how to be successful and make a profit in doing so. If this video did help you, if you learned a lot from this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Be sure that you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications so you can catch all of my videos that will be coming up in the future and you don't miss out on anything. If you have any questions, just drop a comment below letting me know and I'll do my best to answer you. And all right, guys, until next time, peace.